friends. Today we will talk on adolescent health. So let's continue with introduction. First is, what do you mean by adolescence? Adolescence is characterized by conflicts of values, emotional stress, and readiness to extreme attitudes, which invariably leads to several psychosocial problems of adolescence. You can also say the puberty instead of the adolescent. It is a stage of lifespan in which the child develops the secondary sex characteristic. The persons whose age is 10 to 19 years. Between 10 to 19 years, the person is classified into adolescent. When we say the youth, the person age is 15 to 24 years. And when we say young people, the person age is between 10 to 24 years. There are many types of maturations. First is the physical maturing, second is the psychological maturing, third is the social maturing. We will learn one by one. Okay, first, what do you mean by maturations? Maturation is the process of development that occurs as we grow and change. First is physical maturing occurs when our body grows and changes as we get older. The second one is the psychological maturing. It is the ability to respond to the environment, being aware of correct time and location to behave and knowing when to act according to the circumstance, the culture of the society one lives in. And last one is the social maturing. The social maturing involves learning to properly relate to acquaintances, family, neighbors, friends, and intimate relationships. It involves understanding how to honor and respect this in authority. Next one is importance of adolescent health. Why it is important the adolescent health in developing countries. Adolescent health is not just a question of individual well-being. As the size of adolescent population grows, especially in developing countries, the health of the young people will be a major determinant of economic, social development and progress. Investing in research, policies, and programs to improve adolescents' health is a key strategy to preserve gains in childhood health and ensure the boys and girls grow into healthy and productive men and women. That's why in developing countries, the adolescent health is the most important. The next one is parents of the next generation. The adolescents and the next generation. Investing in adolescents as the parents of the next generation is important for the well-being of both current and the future generation. Next one is early menarche. Menarche means the first occurrence of menstruation. It is known as the menarche. Because of early menarche is associated with the several reproductive and the cardiovascular disease. Next one is late marriage. Because of that, the there are certain problems in the adolescent health. Next one is urbanizations and the migration. A range of economic, political, social, and cultural, the environmental factors affect the urbanizations, and urbanization is encouraged socially and culturally through the media. The next one is less family influence. Because of that, there are certain issues in the adolescent health. Next one is exposure to mass media. I would say that the main positive impact of mass media today is that the information can spread rapidly via the internet and allowing people access to new more minutes after an event occurs. In fact, the experts worry that the social media, text messages that They have become so integral to teenagers' life are promoting the anxiety and lowering the self-esteem. The survey results found that the Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram all led to increased feelings of depression, anxiety, poor bodily image, and the loneliness. So these are the factors it is most important to the adolescent's health. The question is, am I normal? Because of rapid growth, it is a cause of concern. The answer is yes. This is the normal phenomena in the adolescents. The adolescents have a fundamental human right to accurate and the comprehensive reproductive and the sexual health information. The problems encountered in the adolescence. There are certain problems encountered in the adolescence are the personal and the social problems. Second is the problems of health and physical self-esteem. Next one is the self and the reproductive health problems. And last one is the home and the family related problems. So there are so many problems encountered in the adolescent health. There are some facts and perception in the adolescence. We will learn one by one. Adolescents between 10 to 19 years make up one-fifth of India's population and also a potential group for contracting HIV. Next one is adolescent girls constitute a disproportionate 25% portion of the 5 million abortions performed annually. The high morbidity and the mortality associated with the pubertal and the adolescent pregnancy. Next one is cultural practices often involve sexual abuse or exploitations and act as a barriers to responsible sexuality. Next one is boys and girls reveal a poor understanding of the sexuality and information sources seem to be a media and the peers. Next one is early marriage in the girls, and because of that the increasing population, and there are certain causes for increasing populations are STIs, that means sexually transmitted infections due to unprotected sexual activity. The next one is the alcohol use and the substance abuse and not aware of the contraceptives, and because of that the increasing population day by day. The next one is reproductive health. Reproductive health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity in all matters relating to the reproductive systems, its functions and process. The main objective of this reproductive health are the patient helps in educating every youth about the sexual and the reproductive health. It creates awareness among the adolescents about the safe sexual practices, and it helps in preventing sexuality transmitted infection, that is STI, including the HIV and the AIDS. And for that it is most important the proper hygienic practices is required in the reproductive health. As our discussion, STI, that means sexually transmitted infection, and awareness about STI is essential. And in the girls, Neisseria gonorrhea, syphilis, HSV, Trichomonas vaginatis, these diseases are most common in girls through the STI. And the complication of the PID is infertility. In the boys, the urethritis, it is the most common disease occurs through the STI, sexually transmitted infections. And HIV awareness too is needed. Next one is nutritional health. The fastest growth periods of person life, the nutritional health during adolescence important for supporting the growing body for preventing future health problems. You can improve your health by keeping a balanced diet. You should eat foods that contain vitamins and minerals. This includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, dietary, and a source of proteins. You can see here mention is the calories, protein, calcium, and the iron. So daily requirement in the boys and girls, the calories should be 2500 to 2800 calories per day in the boys. In the girls, 2200 calories per day. The protein in the boys and girls, the daily requirement of protein is 45 to 60 gram. The calcium, the daily requirement is 1200 milligram per day in boys and girls. The iron, it is most important in the boys. The 12 milligram per day is required, and in the girls the 15 milligram per day is required. You can see here milk products in that part, the curd, paneer, all this thing, the green vegetables, fruits, cereals, soup, juices, these all these things you have to include in your diet. So here it is, you have to mention in your daily the regular meals and the balanced diet. Here these are the so many mentioned foods like a pizza, burger, sandwich, aerated drinks, preserved juices, coffee, cocktails, mocktails, french fries, vada pav. What more do you like that? So avoid this type of food with fat. So it is these all foods you have to avoid. Next is slim versus fit. Do not starve and no crash diet. Seek professional help for the weight loss, not to get carried away with the advertisements. Fitness is more important than looking slim. You can avoid nutritional deficiency by regular balanced diet intake. The question is, why anemia? So I want to ask everyone to two questions. First is, have you poor dietary habits? And the second one, are you losing excess blood from your body? So if the answer is yes, you have to uh, required urgency and you have to cure it urgently. If the diagnosed with the anemia, so how to manage or the how to deal with that? You have to repeated hemoglobin measurements, diet rich in iron containing food, and iron supplements to make up for deficient as advised by your doctor. You can see here, these are the iron rich sources you can include in your diet. I will give you some healthy food habits regarding your nutritional health. So first is, never skip meals or go for the crash dieting. Second is, have proper breakfast and early dinner. Next one is, limit fast food intake to a minimum. It's like a minimum. Next one is, have at least one fruit a day and have salads often and vegetables daily. You can see here there are two schemes is available in the slide or the mention in the slide. First is the Kishori Sakti Yojana and the second is the ICDS. ICDS means Integrated Child Development Services. So these two are the government scheme for adolescents. First is the, I will give you some brief about that. The Kishori Sakti Yojana, it is a scheme initiated by the Ministry of Women and Child Development in India and implemented by the government of Odisha for juvenile girls aged between 11 to 18 years under the Integrated Child Development Service government program. And the second one is ICDS, that is Integrated Child Development Service. It is a government program in India which provides the food, preschool education, primary health care, immunization, health checkup, referral service to the children under 6 years of age and their mothers. So these are the two government schemes is available for the adolescents. Next one is exercise and physical activity. The question is, does it really help? Yes, it is definitely help in your adolescent's life. The benefits of the exercise and physical activity are improves your strength and endurance, bones and muscle become more healthy, avoid weight gain, reduces anxiety and stress, increases self-esteem and confidence also. You can enjoy with the outdoor games. Emotional changes. So there are certain emotional changes in the adolescent life. First is transition from childhood to adult, attraction, fantasy, mood changes, irresponsible, stubborn, search for identity and the sexual development create sense of crisis. All this about it's a natural and the normal. This emotional change will occur in the adolescent life. Lifestyle. Your lifestyle should be regular, simple, optimistic, helping hand and interdependence, getting involved in the humanitarian activities and respecting social values and the spirituality. Smoking, drinking, drugs, you should avoid all these things. Smoking is an evil which is best avoided. It can cause the cancers, heart disease, and early death. Avoid the alcohol intake. Drugs are like taking poison. Please stay away all these things. Spirituality. Unless we develop the spiritual side of our nature, society cannot combat the evils that plague the society. The corruptions, violence, poverty, injustice, oppressions of the weak, sexual abuse, terrorism, war, the list goes on. But you have to work with the morality, justice, truthfulness, love, sacrifice for the common good, peace and the discipline. The moral decision making, it is an important aspect of spirituality and spiritual environment. So empowerment comes through the prayer, selfless service to mankind, serving one's parents, to be loving, giving ourselves and our ego in disciplined check, courtesy, humility, firmly upholding the principle of justice, being selfless and detached, etc. These all qualities come through the love of God. In this slide, you have to say no to stress. So often we burden ourselves with the stress because our life is full of stressful and busy. Always count your blessing in life. Accept the circumstance which you cannot change. Effectively conquer stress before it engulfs you. Means away from the stress. Thank you so much.